You need to get your butt in gear. De-junk fooding the house. And do you know what a mummer is?
Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Good morning, and welcome to 2020. That's right, it is Thursday, January 2nd, 2020. Day 111 of Gotta Get on Ellen. So how did you spend your New Year's Day? What did you do for the first big day of the first of the brand new year, of the brand new decade? Well, I'm a Philly girl, and us in Philly, we mummer on New Year's Day. Are you aware of the mummers? Do you know what a mummer is? Have you heard of the Mummers Day Parade that takes place every New Year's Day in Philadelphia? I, of course, now live at the Jersey Shore, and it seems, we live in an area that's kind of in between New York and Philadelphia markets. Technically speaking, our local channels are considered the New York channels, which has always been a little odd to me because Philly always covers us way better than the New York channels do. And I would think mostly because New York's so big, there's so much for them to cover. You always got to go with the most important stories first. So by the time you dwindle all the way down here to, the top of South Jersey, it's just not all that important when you're talking about murders and robberies and all of this kind of stuff, Talking about Manhattan and the five boroughs and Brooklyn and all of, Queens and Long Island. They got to cover all that area. Now, the Philly channels, their news department covers this area a whole lot better, in my opinion. I also grew up with the Philly channels, but we get both. We get both the New York channels and the Philly channels. Was not always that way, but apparently, and I just found this out yesterday, that WPHL 17 in Philadelphia apparently was taken away from us here at the Jersey Shore in June. I kind of noticed, but I didn't really put it together. I think I watched some reruns of shows on that channel, and I did notice that I didn't see offerings like I used to, but I never really put it together until I went searching for it yesterday, which is the only channel that shows the Mummers Day Parade. So I'm in a panic trying to figure out how I'm going to watch the parade. Now, I know I can live stream it on my computer. I do not like watching television on my computer or my tablet or my phone. I just don't like it. It's too small. There's a reason that we're buying 50-inch, 70-inch, 100-inch televisions. We like it big. I don't want to watch it on my little iPhone or my little iPad. I want to see it on the big screen. So I was not the only one that was searching for it in our neighborhood that couldn't find it. Somebody had put it up on the group page, on our community page, and was asking about it. So there was a little bit of a discussion going on. And one of my friends from my book club had said, I love that I know people from Philly and have to Google what a mummer is. Yeah, that's probably the best thing you can do. If you don't know what a mummer is, Google it. They are fantastic and fabulous. Feathers and exotic costumes and fantastic routines and playing music. And it's just like a little mini show. We grew up in the mummers. My grandfather was a mummer. We got involved with the mummers when I was young. We went to one band. My stepfather was in the band for a number of years, a long time. I kind of grew up hanging out with the mummers. Felt very invested in them at one point in my life. I mean, I'm still talking, I'm like in my teen years, like maybe a little bit in my 20s, but we spent a lot of time with the mummers. We used to get up. We didn't do this a lot, but a couple of times we got up, went down to the clubhouse first thing in the morning on New Year's Day, and everybody's all hungover. But, we would put makeup on the guys because a lot of times you would need to put makeup on them. We would make sandwiches for the guys to eat throughout the day. Now, this year, it seems everybody was wearing these masks rather than putting makeup on, which kind of looked a little creepy to me. It wasn't just one band. It was a number of them. I guess that's how they do it now. But if it saves you having to put all that makeup on them, maybe it's worth it. I don't know. But if you've never seen the Mummers, you do have to Google it to check out how fabulous these costumes are. And they march down the street and they play their music. And there are a bunch of divisions. There's the comics, there's the fancies, there's the string bands, and then they have the fancy brigades that they do later in the convention center. Now, it was not always that way. This parade used to be an all-day event. It would start at like 8 o'clock in the morning and go until like 9 o'clock at night. They've really kind of streamlined it in the last 20 or so years to make it much shorter. Mummery is kind of a dying art form. Not a lot of people get into it anymore. It's something that they consider not cool to do, I think. So it keeps a lot of people away. But it's a wonderful tradition. And I was very worried I was not going to be able to see it. But what I ended up having to do was stream my computer through to the television. And for some reason, I couldn't, my sister told me that she could just type in a website and that she could get it to come up on the television. I said, we just got a brand new smart TV. I figured it would be that easy. We could not find a setting on the television to do that at all. Nowhere. But I did just plug in the HDMI cable, and even then, I couldn't get it to go full screen. Like, I still had, it was just my computer screen with, the little screen, and it was better than nothing. I was happy to have figured out a way to get it up on the television. But I did have to chuckle when one of my friends said, I love that I know people from Philly, which leads me to Google what a mummer is. Very cool tradition, very fun. I'm going to go back to the parade one of these years. In fact, a friend of mine, a guy I used to work with at one of my radio stations back in the day, long time ago, we just recently reconnected on Facebook. He lives in South Philly, basically right across from Pat's Steaks. And I guess the parade goes right by his house. And he put out on Facebook to everybody, to all of his friends, that if you're in the area and you need to use the bathroom, they've got some drinks and some snacks set out. Anybody who wants to stop by for a little refreshment or to powder your nose, feel free. I was like, wow, if I'd have known that, maybe I would have come. So, that's always a nice option, because that's always the worst part about going to these outside events is if there is a bathroom, you usually don't want to go in it, right? So, anyway, we got to watch the Mummers. Well, I got to watch the Mummers. Joe went to see Star Wars. He went to the movies. I got out of seeing Star Wars, so I'm happy about that. So it was a nice, relaxing day, and I was very happy to find out. I did have an incident where I tried to rewind my live feed a little bit, and I ended up starting from the beginning. So by the time I got it back to live, I completely missed Quaker City String Band, which is one of the better bands. I believe they placed second or third this year, but South Philadelphia won the top prize this year, and they absolutely were my favorite. So congratulations to them. I was also a little surprised to see that only one band had a theme of the Roaring Twenties, which was our old band that we used to be affiliated with, the Uptown String Band. And kudos to them. How are they the only one to have thought to do a Roaring Twenties theme in the year 2020? So I love the theme. Congratulations, guys. Another year of hard work pays off. Congratulations to everybody. So my Christmas tree is still up. The ornaments are down. I took the ornaments off. My brother and sister-in-law came to spend New Year's Eve with us, which we were so super excited about. And they have 2 dogs, a little bit on the larger side. I think the one's about 60 pounds, he said, and the other one's about, I think that he said he doesn't even know how much he weighs because he's put on weight recently because their 60-pound dog is just turning about a year old, and he said he's been getting into her puppy food, which has been packing on the pounds for him. But he's a big boy, too. Probably, I'm going to say 75, 80 pounds. I don't want to overshoot. I don't want to hurt his feelings, you know. We're very sensitive about our weight this time of year. So I had taken off most of the ornaments just because, you know, tails wagging, sometimes out of control, can do some things that you're hoping they don't do. So we took all the ornaments off except for the, you know, the breakable ones. And so I still have my tree up. I still have it lit right now. I'm still looking at it right now. I don't know when I'm going to take it down. Honestly, I love my tree. Am I tired of it yet? Not really. Not really. We'll see. I'll let you know. So it's like halfway de-decorated. The house is, you know, it's just the tree that I kind of put away, the ornaments and stuff. So the rest of the house is kind of decorated. We'll see how it goes. You know I love my tree. So speaking of the holiday wait, and we don't want to talk about it, today is my first day of the 30-day plan. That's right. So far this morning, I've had some cantaloupe. Good for me. I haven't cheated yet. I'm pretty confident I'm going to do very well on this plan. I've got no carbs for 30 days, well, except for like fruits and vegetables and that kind of stuff. I mean, no bread carbs, no refined carbs, no flour carbs, that kind of thing. No bread. It's going to be rough. Love my bread. But I can do anything for 30 days, right? 30 days. What's 30 days? So I spent most of the day yesterday ridding the house of all of the junk. And there was a lot of it. This morning, first thing, I dumped out. Sorry, babe, I know this is going to hurt. I dumped out the rest of the peanut M&Ms into the garbage can. And I had to do that because that's just tempting fate a little too much. Walking past the M&Ms without having to eat any of them, I think that was asking a little bit too much of me. So I threw the rest in the trash. We do have a bag that we didn't even open. So I have a little bag of goodies, of Christmas goodies and candy goodies that I did not get to, that I'm going to save for after the 30 days is up. So they'll keep. It'll be fine. And, you know, who doesn't want a little red and green in February and March, right? That's right. So I also plan to, I had wanted to do this yesterday, but we had guests in the morning and I didn't want to leave the house and leave them fend for themselves. I thought that might be a little bit rude, but, you know, it's pretty chilly out there. It's only like 20-some degrees, 26 degrees, I think. But I'm going to, as soon as I'm done the podcast, run up to the beach and watch the second sunrise of the new decade. It is a cold one out there. Believe, according to my weather app, the sun will be rising at 7:18. So I should have plenty of time to get up there and get in position to take some amazing pictures and to start the new year and the new decade off right. I don't know if you saw, I posted on my Instagram page, got my Rachel Hollis Priority Planner from Target. Very exciting. I went on New Year's Eve, the day it was supposed to come out, and when I got to the area where it was, she had this little display up. There was one journal left. This was at like 10 o'clock in the morning, too. One journal left. And a woman was walking by, and she was taking a picture of the display because that's what Rachel's asking us to do. Take a picture of yourselves in front of the display, tag the city you're in, blah, blah, blah. And then she's sharing all these and like her stories and such. So I did it wrong. I didn't take a picture in front of the display. I just took a picture of the book. So I probably won't be in one of her stories, but that's okay. It's okay. It's not what it's about. But I started talking to the woman, and she said, oh, you know, I got up. I was up at 2:30 this morning, and I ordered it through their website for online, for in-store pickup. And she got the marble one because the only one that was left was a plain blue color, and then on the front it said, girl, it's your year. But they had this, like, awesome white background journal that has like this pastel marble all over it.